In the cozy living room of a charming suburban home, 3 lifelong girlfriends gathered every week, their laughter echoing through the air like a symphony of joy. Little did they know that their regular hangouts would take an unexpected turn, creating a side-splitting journey as they accidentally stumbled upon the creation of a comedic masterpiece. Joyride, directed by Adele Lim, follows 4 Chinese-American friends as they traipse through China searching for one of their birth mothers. What starts as a business trip turns into one of self-discovery, the importance of friendship and acceptance. The movie is produced by Seth Rogen's Point Grey and distributed by Lionsgate. Adele Lim, co-writer of Crazy Rich Asians and Raya and the Last Dragon, makes her feature directorial debut. She weaves together this narrative of how important identity and background is in the Asian culture in such a brilliant way. Comedies can fall into the trap of just being a collection of outrageous skits that don't really have anything to do with each other. But this movie carefully incorporates these types of scenes while making sure they connect back to the central story. Adele brought a warmth to this movie that easily gets lost in films of this genre. Chevapravatdumrong and Teresa Hsiao wrote a solid sense of purpose into the screenplay that made me want to keep watching. On the surface, it seems like a fun, easy watch, but it's so much more than that as you dig. Adele, Teresa, and Sherry have always wanted to write a movie together, and one day it just clicked. Teresa and Sherry have worked in television for a long time. They were the only 2 women in the writer's room on Family Guy. In fact, there were more men named David than there were women. This movie is a story about friends, for friends, by friends. I appreciated the character arcs of the 4 main characters. Where they started and where they ended were 2 very different places, and there were clear moments as to when a character shifted from who they were to who they are. Deadeye, played by Sabrina Wu, is naive, caring, and eager. They spent most of their life in their room, online, a part of passionate fandoms, and by the end, their social skills have done a 180. Sabrina plays Deadeye with a sweet comedic touch that we don't see all that much. And I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more of them. Lolo, played by Sherry Cola, is fun, spontaneous, and reckless. That one friend who's always down for anything, even if it's not the smartest thing to do. Sherry is a comedian, so it felt like Lolo came naturally to her, but she never overdoes it. She hits you with jokes at just the right time. And the way she delivers those jokes with her alto, smoky voice makes her performance unique and delectable. The bitch had me laughing at jokes in multiple languages, so you know she's good at her job. Kat, played by Stephanie Hsu, is a horny, confident people pleaser who is just trying to find herself. The type of person who never sees themselves as lost, but doesn't know where the fuck she's going. Stephanie Hsu has quickly risen to the top of my list of favorite actors because of how versatile she is. And this role solidifies her position on the pyramid. This woman can act. She's an actress. She's taken what she's learned from the stage and continued to turn it out. Not only is she fucking funny, but she leads her performance of Kat with such intention. She gives you soap opera realness 1 second and shoving drubs up her crack the next. The thing I appreciate the most about her, though, is her attention to detail. You give her 1 line, and that's all she needs to show you her brilliance.
Lisa.
Stephanie Hsu, I fucking love you. And finally, Audrey, played by Ashley Park, is an uptight, intelligent, self-centered professional who is just trying to live up to society's expectation of success. On the outside, it seems like she has it all, but this trip makes her realize just how off her priorities are. Ashley plays her with such honesty and respect. She feels tangible. She feels real. Ashley is another queen from the stage, and when she landed Emily in Paris, I was so proud of her. She plays leading lady in this project effortlessly, and I liked seeing her in a complicated role that felt meaningful. Ashley's funny when she needs to be, and her inner reflection dominoes into the other cast members so beautifully. You can tell they had fun making this film, and that's exactly what I want from an ensemble comedy. My favorite movie of all time is Bridesmaids, so I wasn't sure what to expect going into this, but what it delivered was more than I thought I'd get from a hard R comedy. One scene in the K-pop sequence had me laughing hard and loud, and included one of the craziest shots I've ever seen on screen. They should win an Oscar for that shot alone. It reminded me of The Boys. If you know, you know. That entire K-pop sequence was comedy gold, and Adele did a great job of capturing the energy of that moment. This is another win for the AAPI community, as a movie helmed by an Asian cast is still a relatively new thing in Hollywood. Asian people have either been the butt of the joke or the center of an exotic fetish seen through the point of view of a white man. This movie flips the script in a way that I think will impact the culture more than they realize. And while they may not have intended to make an Asian-forward movie initially, they're important stories to tell. They wrote the movie they wish they had when they were younger. It's so fucking cool to see these stories on the big screen. They didn't sit in a stuffy-ass room and write jokes that are only funny on paper. They ate, they laughed, they probably cried, and that's why this film works. Joyride is a dirty, touching, feel-good international adventure film that keeps you laughing while leaving room for the moments that matter. This movie is wild, and I'd love to see what didn't make it in. I need an unrated director's cut. I don't care if it's 3 hours long, bitch, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah. I give Joyride a rating of see it now. I'm gonna end my thought with something the director said. I'm hopeful, at the same time very realistic about how we have to keep pushing and keep trying to make the conversation not just about representation, but blowing the roof off the place.